My name is Terry Irwin and this is one of TCII's Best Business Practice videos, and the topic is benchmarking. Companies need a frame of reference to plan and guide their businesses, just like any other operation. Whether you need to drive a car, a boat or a business from A to B, you need a means of firstly choosing and identifying the destination, planning and mapping the best route, keeping to plan during the course of the journey, but altering the plan in the light of any obstacles or difficulties that may be encountered unexpectedly on the way. Strong businesses are characterized by a low break-even point, weak and vulnerable businesses by a high break-even point. The strength or vulnerability of a business can be calculated on a scale of break-even points. Above 90% is suicidal. From 80 to 90% is vulnerable. From 70 to 80% is strong, and less than 70% exceptionally strong. Really well-run companies operate as low as 50%, and fundamentally weak operations sometimes have a break-even point above 100%. Even at full capacity, they're losing money. The first rule, therefore, is to ensure that your business is structured to be able to make money at well below full capacity. So how do you reach the break-even point and how do you calculate it? Break-even consists of two components. Fixed costs or overheads, that's costs that don't change much regardless of the level of output, for example, salaries and rates, divided by gross margin, which is sales value less costs that are directly related to output, such as materials, labour, dispatch, freight, and so on. The strategy of all companies is to get break-even down below 80% and to keep it down. Besides profitability, the other main consideration is cash flow. In the main, to get the cash flow right, you need to organise the work so that it can be invoiced as quickly as possible and get paid as quickly as possible by getting your terms of trade right. You can also get down payment with order, advance payments, progress payments, accelerated settlement at the end of a contract, or use factoring or invoice discounting. On the stock and work in progress side, minimise stock holding and, if you're a fee-earning business such as a law firm, invoice work as soon as possible. Again, sometimes stock finance is available, either from customers or from a bank. On the supplier side, as a general rule, it's bad practice to delay payment. It earns too much ill will and resentment. However, it's sometimes possible to take suppliers into your confidence and get extended terms from them. On the fixed asset side, plant, machinery, buildings, etc., look to minimise. Companies frequently spend too much on fixed assets, and the test is whether the consequent improvement in productivity, that is your gross margin, outweighs the increased overhead cost, including depreciation, interest, repayments. In other words, does the break-even end up lower or higher? If it's the latter, don't do it. On the funding side, structure the business at the outset to ensure that the equity base supports at least half of its total funding needs. Thereafter, ensure that growth in retained profits is fast enough to fund at least half of its growing funding needs. Any company that plans these guidelines and benchmarks into its business and makes them happen will always succeed, particularly when coming up against those that don't. If you're interested in finding out more, call me, Terry Irwin, on 0207 099 2621, or you can download our free snapshot on this topic from the TCI website at tcii.co.uk.